To some, graffiti is art, to others, just an eyesore. But we're going to look at graffiti walls as urban memorials. Also, to many, Freemasons are a mystery, but we're going to go behind the doors of this fascinating society. And say cheese. Cheesecake, that is. It's all coming up next on Views. Hi, everybody. I'm Roz Abrams. Welcome to Views. Now that women are allowed aboard combat ships, I wanted to see what it would be like. For the last several years, many graffiti taggers have sort of taken a turn. They've started painting elaborate murals known as RIPs, or Rest in Peace walls. It's a way for friends and relatives to remember loved ones who were lost to street violence.
They have sort of two traditions that they come out of. One is, of course, the subway train graffiti, which happened in the 70s and 80s. But there's an older Catholic tradition of erecting roadside crosses when there's a car accident in countries like, in places like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, throughout Latin America.
Folklorist Joseph Sciorra and photographer Martha Cooper have been documenting these walls and the artists who paint them. They've published a book titled RIP, Memorial Wall Art.
Because of its roots in Catholicism, there's a lot of religious imagery coming from sort of popular prints, calendars, things like that. So you'll see images of Christ, the Virgin Mary, St. Lazarus, crosses, and a host of sort of funerary images such as doves, candles. As opposed to the subway graffiti where there was, the artist's name was the key feature of the art. This is the name of the deceased, which is predominantly featured. Chico's based in the Lower East Side, and he was one of the key proponents of memorial walls. He really helped to establish it in the city. I've heard of people who told me they commissioned a wall in their neighborhood in Brooklyn or Queens because they were driving through the Lower East Side, saw one of Chico's walls, and got the idea of a memorial.
Chico has done about 100 memorial walls around his Lower East Side neighborhood.
The reason why I decided I turned into the memorial world because there was a young girl that got brutally raped. Actually, that was one of the first memorial that I blew up in the city. This wall is a memorial for all those people who had died.
Here we go.
So I got here, if you notice, 1963, 1994, for all those people who had died in this community and whatnot.
Chico earns a living painting murals. He has been commissioned to work in Spain, Japan, and in London.
It was for Jimi Hendrix. It was his 20th anniversary of his death. So they hired me.
Here at home, he's contracted by local merchants. Even Coca-Cola has hired him to promote the real thing. Memorial walls can cost $500 to $1,000, but if people can't afford to pay, sometimes Chico is willing to help out.
When Tony passed away, they had asked me to do the memorial here. The family didn't have the budget to pay for it right away because of the funerals and all that. So what I did, I distribute, I put in some of my money and you know, just to dedicate this particular painting to this character because I knew him and I just wanted to chip in.
Michael Tracy is king of memorial walls in the Bronx.
When I do a lot of these walls, what I try to do is get the different areas and the people that help contribute to help do these paintings with me, so that I'll be the link to put them together like a diplomat. And all of a sudden they come and go, I helped them do that, so did I. So that when they come together, they have that bond. So maybe less friction in the streets.
Tracy says now, as far as he's concerned, memorial walls have had their day and he's not doing them anymore.
I had a little kid come up to me and says, this is what really made me stop. The little kid came up to me and says, listen, when I die, will you paint my name on the wall? I said, you're only 10. The kid's looking forward to death so he can have his name on the wall. That was my last memorial wall. So now I do beautiful stuff, that's it.
This mural here is dedicated to one of the officers in our community who passed in '89. He was killed in a very tragic incident, and we felt there had to be some kind of symbol or some kind of memorial that would have been done to tell the world that there are good cops out there who are giving the best and the most precious possession, their lives.
Richard Green is director of the Crown Heights Youth Collective. They have sponsored some 25 murals in Brooklyn. The walls honor fallen heroes like Trevor Campbell, an 18-year-old who died while in the armed forces.
This is the positive alternative to tags and graffiti. As you can see, this wall is clean. The most recent addition on this wall was Mickey Leland. He went down on a plane in '85 in Ethiopia, feeding the children in Ethiopia.
RIP Memorial Wall Art is available in all major bookstores.